Today we're going to be discussing the SONOS app, in particular the S2 app, and it's the bronze app that you just saw there. If for some reason when you open the SONOS app and it says you cannot connect, the most likely scenario is that you have a connection issue with your Wi-Fi. So if you go to your Wi-Fi settings, make sure that you're connected to the Wi-Fi, that's the normal home Wi-Fi. Most people, if they do have an issue, it's associated with connecting to the guest network in their home, and that creates a problem that cannot reach the SONOS system. So once you connect to the normal system, you should go out and find the SONOS app. Here we're starting with the rooms. On the bottom is the tab setup where there's My SONOS, Music, Rooms, Search, and Settings. We're going to start with the rooms. And so the most important thing to do is say which room I want to control. If I'm in the living room, here I could pick the living room. I'm going to go ahead and bring that back down. Or if I was on the deck, I could pick the deck. I'm going to focus on the living room for right now. And after you pick the room, you'll go and select the music you want to play in that room. So you go to the music tab on the bottom. Each SONOS system will have its own unique set of music services that are available. But all SONOS systems usually have the SONOS radio. So let's go ahead and highlight that for right now. I'm going to go ahead and go into SONOS radio. And what you'll see here is that you have a lot of different options associated with the different systems or programs that are available from SONOS directly. They have some at the top, they have some various ones that are popular. And then if you go down, you can even see some ones that are associated with things like rock or pop or country. In this particular case, I'm going to go ahead and hit the Rock Pantheon. So what you'll notice there is it kind of goes through a moment of thinking, and then the Rock Pantheon will start playing in the living room. So down here below, if I hit the living room and bring it up, the SONOS will start playing. Interestingly enough, I don't see something going here yet. That's kind of funny that it's doing this during training. There we go. So here when I bring up that tab on the bottom there, you'll see what's playing. Here's the living room, here's the album cover, here's the music and the artist, and then you'll have some controls. Depending on the music service you're playing in, sometimes those controls will be things like pause, play, fast forward, rewind, skip forward, skip back, or maybe a thumbs up and a thumbs down. It just depends on what the music service is and what the capabilities are. If I want to adjust the volume of that room, I just come down here and select the volume and slide it back and forth. So if I want to change music, I just go back to the music tab here. And if I hit the music button again, it'll take me all the way to the back. In this particular case, I have Amazon Music selected as well, so I can go into Amazon Music. And each one of these are kind of a menu-driven system. It depends on the music service itself. But you can go in and look at Prime Stations, and then choose things like blues. And again, inside of there, you hit the all blues, and it starts playing blues songs. If for some reason I want to group multiple rooms together, like in this system here, I have a deck, a guest bathroom, and a living room. And I can choose to group all those units together or even just two of those units. The way I group them is, you see this little square with a triangle on the side of it? When I hit that, it allows me to group the rooms. In this particular case, I could hit everywhere and all the rooms would be grouped. Or I can say, hey, I just want the deck in the living room. And then I hit done. And what you'll see is it combined those two. So if I bring up the system and say, again, it shows now I'm in the living room and the deck. But what's interesting is for volume control, if I hit the volume there, I have individual volume control of each zone, or I can control all volumes with one slider. So I can set them at different levels and then adjust them. I just hit off of that to bring that back down. And again, I can just pause this, or note that when I was in this particular music service, this has thumbs ups and thumbs down. So you can actually like or dislike a song. Okay, so I'm going to pause that. Also, note, I wanted to show you these three dots that are in a row here, which kind of asks you if you want to do some options. When I hit that, one of the things I want to highlight is that you can say add station to my Sonos. So if I hit the add station to my Sonos, it says all blues add to my Sonos. So then when I go over here to the star, what you'll notice is that down here, under stations, all blues is now one of my quick selects in my favorites. One of the last things I want to highlight is the search function. So if I want to, I can hit the search button and I can search by different things like artists and such. For example, I can type in ZZ Top, and by doing so, I can see some of the playlists associated with ZZ Tops. I can see some of the stations or different items on top, even their albums and such, what's available. So that's kind of a nice way of looking particularly for an artist or something. And once I bring up the album, I can just hit shuffle, and you'll notice that ZZ Top is playing. That highlights the general characteristics of the Sonos app, and hopefully that'll help you operate it from just for day-to-day enjoyment.